Hello, welcome to the show. This is Hack Hunter, where we review some of the best and worst tattoo artists in your cities. Now, in this episode, we're heading out to Colorado Springs because one of our viewers named Jake, he wrote in, he's looking for a tattoo artist out there that can handle a color Star Wars sleeve for him. And before I even finished reading his email, I knew the perfect artist. So, without further ado, let me introduce Paul Marino. You can check him out at Royal Heart Inc. right there in Colorado Springs. They have a phenomenal roster of artists, and they all do different styles. Paul is specific for sort of color realism. He's got this great sort of graphical style of doing his realistic portrait work, and you're going to see what I mean as we go. But the rest of the artists are all kind of different styles as well, so definitely go check them out. If you want to see his Instagram, Paul Marino Tattoo on Instagram. Let me show you the highlights. Bam! I had to start with this one. It's so iconic, and this is just beautiful. It really encompasses his style well. This Chris Farley, I love the rosy cheeks he did here, but my favorite thing here is a lot of realism artists, especially when they're doing color realism, they're doing these sort of multiple tones of peach and brown and skin toner to create the look of a realistic person's face in color. And then a lot of times when those heal, they heal very washed out, and it's because you're trying to put skin color on someone else's skin color, and it doesn't always work out well. Not to mention these aren't the most contrasted tones. Some of these are really light tans. So something like this where he contrasts it so well and he uses a lot of black in areas where the reference photo didn't have black. It's just a really intelligent way of doing it, and it's a really unique way of doing it. Here's another one, some ice cube for you, and again, the contrast is brilliant. That is going to hold up over time 100%. And it's got a really unique look to it as well. I mean, it absolutely looks realistic. Look at the folds in the shirt, but at the same time it's sort of like an illustrative style, so it's hard for me to put my finger on what you would call it, but it's brilliant. Now this one I had to show because the Jim Carrey is a brand new one, and I love the texture on the face there. So great. You see the chip in the tooth so clearly. It's just perfect. But Denzel Washington up here, you see the leg hair? You see it's healing over? This is a healed tattoo, and look how crisp and clean that looks. That's just beautiful, well done saturation, beautiful blending. I mean, he absolutely has his application technique down, and it's 100% that he's just a brilliant artist off the bat anyway, but the fact that his saturation and his applications technique is so amazing, it just blew my mind. Here's a animal portrait. He does them very well as well. Just, I love how much depth there is to the nostrils and the mouth there. His black saturation is absolutely on point. Very clean stuff. Now, the Star Wars stuff, what we all came to see. I love it. You guys know I'm a nerd. I nerd out for this sort of stuff. We have seen so many botched Star Wars tattoos in this show, and I'm absolutely happy to find an artist that just knocks it out of the park. Just amazing stuff. Here is a Vader that just blew my mind because look at the contrast on that. Look at that glare effect. He just did it so well. This is an artist that's putting a lot of pre-planning into his work. His stencils are really elaborate and clean. He knows how to read them, and he knows exactly where he's putting what tones before he even puts on the stencil, and it goes to show the amount of effort and time he puts in for his clients. It absolutely shows. Here's a Darth Maul, brilliant. Again, he's using mostly reds in here, but to find that many multiple tones of red to keep it varying enough to create all these peaks and valleys of the cheekbones and the eye sockets, he just did a phenomenal job. A little Star-Lord for you guys. I had to show this one because the glares on those guns, just brilliant. The hand looks super clean. A lot of artists are going to tell you hands are a nightmare to do, but he makes it look super easy. And then this one. Holy crap. That is just terrifying looking. Another thing I'd give him major props for is his photography work. He's great at taking good photos, quality photos of his images. A lot of times, and you're going to see this in part number 2 of this episode, we come across artists that just take the most lazy photos with their iPhone 4 and they think they're going to be good and impress their clients, but it looks really kind of trashy. Here he's taking really clean photos, and it shows his work off brilliantly. Now, this is one of the last ones I'm going to show you, this Firefighter, because I love it when people come in with very meaningful artwork like this, a really important context to them, and an artist just gives it their all and really creates not only a beautiful work of art, but something that encompasses exactly what the client wanted like this. And so I really give him kudos for that. He just blew my mind on this piece. I love the glare in the helmet there, in the face shield. Just brilliant. And then this is the last one I'll show you because he is brilliant at full back pieces as well. So, obviously, it should have went without saying, but this was just beautiful. I love how vibrant it is all around. I think it goes without saying, Paul Marino absolutely goes on our approved list. Guys, go check out part number 2 if you want to see an artist that we found there that you might want to avoid. But otherwise, we'll see you in the next city. Bye-bye.